You are Locked On Celtics Postcast, part of Locked On Sports Boston, on the Locked On Podcast Network. Your team every day.
Well, the Celtics doing what they've done pretty much all season long, win on the road. An injury scare to the superstar Jayson Tatum, maybe not as dreaded as originally thought as we looked at that injury in the third quarter on a flagrant foul from Domantas Sabonis. But Tatum was able to stay on the floor initially, hit a free throw, 1 of 2 on the flagrant, and then ended up going to the locker room as well. With that, we welcome you to our latest Locked On Celtics postcast. I'm Steve Lennox as we talk about the Celtics winning their 6th in a row. Hey, the resume includes being a longtime college basketball play-by-play announcer, former show host, satellite radio, ESPN radio. Again, you're with us on the Locked On Celtics postcast, providing reaction every Celtics game on the Locked On Sports Boston YouTube channel, as well as the Locked On Celtics podcast feed, which you know is free and available wherever you get your podcasts. On our latest Locked On Celtics postcast, yes, we're going to be talking about Jaylen Brown's return. He was quiet, but Jayson Tatum, the big story, was closing in on a triple-double. Didn't play in the fourth quarter. The injury in the third quarter, yeah, we were all scared. The bench was PO'd. We'll get into that as well. We do want to hear from you, our everydayers and our first-timers. Join the conversation, watching live on the Locked On Sports Boston YouTube channel. Hit that comment button. Join the conversation. Subscribe to the Locked On Sports Boston YouTube channel. Also, follow on the X, formerly known as Twitter, at Lennox on Hoops. Celtics victorious, split the season series with the Sacramento Kings. And they are now 3-0 on this 6-game road trip that now continues in Phoenix against the Suns on Wednesday.
This is what you'll be talking about.
Yeah, Jayson Tatum, third quarter. 25 points, 8 assists, 7 rebounds. Again, was closing in on a triple-double. Would have been his third of the season. We're going to start right there. 6 straight wins. Celtics 8-4 now on back-to-back. The second game of back-to-backs on the season. Third quarter, Tatum, 1 assist, 1 rebound shy of a triple-double in the victory against Portland on Sunday night. Tatum was dealing. And I had appreciate JT. Eddie House, we'll get into that in segment number 2 along with numbers of the night. But the Jayson Tatum injury scare, that came in the third quarter. Hit a 3 from the left wing. Domantas Sabonis did not give him a landing area. Tatum went down and was in serious pain. Drew Carter, Eddie House on the broadcast on NBC Sports Boston. Eddie House filling in for Brian Scalabrine, who's in studio. Eddie House doing a terrific job over the last couple of games, and I believe he's going to be in Phoenix for Wednesday night's game as well. But Sabonis, it's hard not to call it a dirty play because you have to, rule is there, and a flagrant can be called because you have to give the shooter the landing spot. Sabonis did not do that. He was defending inside the three-point line. Tatum came down, hit the 3, so he had an opportunity for a 4-point play, down for a while. Went to the bench, they reviewed it, came back, flagrant penalty 1. 2 free throws plus the ball. So Tatum in that situation, Drew Carter, I think, did a great job explaining it. If Tatum was not able to come onto the floor and someone else had to shoot the free throws, Tatum would not have been able to return. He came onto the floor. Sabonis gave him a little nod. There was acknowledgement there. It's hard not to call it a dangerous play because it's dangerous. Maybe it wasn't intentional, but there was danger involved there because you can't come into the landing area. Sprained left ankle for Jayson Tatum. Missed the first free throw, hit the second, came off the floor. It's dead ball in that situation. And then Porzingis hit a 3-point play. So 2 threes and a free throw, 7 points on that trip down the floor for the Celtics. Tatum went to the locker room. Abby Chin gave an update in the fourth quarter, discussed it a little bit in terms of basically saying sprained left ankle. And again, it looked a lot more serious. And sprained left ankle, who knows? Again, we've talked about it lately. It's been chronicled by those who cover the Celtics on a daily basis, the beat reporters, whatever you want to call them these days. Tatum comes to the gym. He'll probably come to the gym in Phoenix. Yeah, I call it the gym. He'll probably come to the gym in Phoenix on Wednesday saying I can play. Really? We don't need to see Tatum until Saturday and maybe against San Antonio, or maybe even just next Monday against the Grizzlies. Right? Give him some time to let this get as close to 100% as possible. You don't want that nagging in 2 weeks. You don't want that nagging. And again, there'll be time from the end of the regular season in game 82 to the first round of the playoffs because we have the play-in tournament now. Right? So he's going to have time to get as close to 100% as possible. But right now, 3-0 on this road trip, playing terrific basketball. Give Tatum Wednesday. And I really wouldn't be surprised if he's not in there on Saturday. Now, also say on the other end of that as well, the flip side of wouldn't be surprised if Tatum's right back in the lineup on Wednesday night against the Phoenix Suns. That's what Jayson Tatum is. That's the appreciate JT. Because Eddie House basically was saying it in the third quarter. Heck with it. I'll get to it right now. Eddie House was saying, just basically with the way Tatum was playing in the game, might have been even earlier. Or was it in the fourth quarter? Trying to find it in my notes here. No, it wasn't in the fourth quarter because Tatum didn't play in the fourth quarter. But Eddie House basically saying we've got to appreciate what he gives game in, game out. Here it is. It was in the third quarter. Eddie House on Tatum. We are blessed to watch him every single night. And he will go down as one of the all-time greats. And he, paraphrasing this part of it, of when you're talking about a Celtics player in that's saying an awful lot. But again, a sigh of relief, it's a sprained left ankle. How serious it is, we'll see in the next couple of days. But the Celtics pick up just a terrific win. And Sacramento's now a game under 500. They've lost 3 in a row. I think now 7 of 9. They're they're playing for a play-in spot, for the play-in berth and the play-in tournament, whatever you want to call it. From last night after the Portland game, looking ahead with some Sacramento notes, how in the heck? This team's been basically, maybe they've been 3 or 4 games over 500, but they've been a 500 team all season. DeRozan can still play. LaVine can still play. Sabonis is a terrific player. They've got some Keegan Murray, young player. They've got pieces here. Malik Monk out, Doug McDermott out. They've got some guys out of the lineup as well right now. But just the way they're going. This is a 500 team. Devin Carter, a rookie I like out of Providence. He played in that first matchup. Sabonis, was questionable. He went to available. And remember, Sabonis had 23 and 28 rebounds in the first meeting back in January when the Kings beat the Celtics by double figures. But the Celtics pick up the win. 53-19, 34 games over 500 for the first time this season. They've won 6 in a row for the second time this season. A victory against the Suns on Wednesday in Phoenix, the first meeting of the season between the two, would match the longest win streak of the season for the Celtics at 7 in a row. 11-1 in March, 7 more wins to get to 60. And it's been written, and it's also, I think Drew Carter alluded to it too as well, of again, they're on pace. They've been on pace to get to 60, but essentially you've got 10 games left. You've now got 53 wins. You've got to go 7-3. It was 8-3 with 11 to go. With this win streak of 6 in a row, you've really put yourself in a spot to win 60 games. Is that important? No. But again, as I've said it before, that's a big number. 50 is a big number in the NBA. 60, come on. Let's get to the comments. The real Darrell. Celtics do what they do best, win games. So poised and under control. The real Darrell again. I have no issue with JT sitting out the next 2 games. Yeah, we're right there, the real Darrell. Absolutely. This team is deep and knows how to play together. And that's where I have it on the rundown. That's supposed to be for segment number 2. But you heard it. Drew Carter, again, mentioned it on the broadcast. Al Horford, who did not play in the game against the Sacramento Kings, back-to-back, you've got Porzingis. You sort of got that, hey, you sit this game, I'll sit the next game. You should have Horford and KP both available for Wednesday against the Phoenix Suns. But Shireman, Kornet, Pritchard, Derek White, it just was one. I mean, the second quarter, I think, really sort of put it together for the Celtics. There are a couple of things I wanted to make note of. First quarter, Celtics were down by as many as 9 in the first quarter. They were up 1 as jump ball, 11.2 to go. Final minute, Tatum off 1 foot hit the 3, something you don't see every day from him. But I don't know if it was his footwork or not, but took the 3, shot clock winding down, came to the 3-point line, off 1 foot, buried the 3-pointer. And then jump ball, 11.2, Tatum to Pritchard. Pritchard hit the 3 to beat the final buzzer. Celtics down by 9 in the first quarter, up by 1, 30-29 going to the second. KP, third foul, 7:18 mark of the second quarter. And then Derek White got his third, and White didn't score in the first quarter. He got his third personal foul at the 6:02 mark of the second quarter. Pritchard knocked down a 3 against his own. Eddie House was wondering why they were in his zone with Pritchard on the floor. There were 10 lead changes over the first 6 minutes of the second quarter. It was just going back and forth. Both teams were scoring, and I'm not going to say there wasn't a lot of defense. They were scoring at a high pace at that point in time. But second quarter, Celtics, again, Kings could not score in their final possession. Tatum hit a 3 over Sabonis to make it a 5-point game. Kings could not score in their final possession. Tatum missed on a 3 in the closing. Celtics up by 5, 56-51, going into the locker room. Kings had 30 points in the paint in the first half. Celtics had 22. Third quarter, Celtics up by 10. And that'll be part of numbers of the night coming up in segment number 2. But the Celtics, closing seconds, Pritchard hit a 3, his 4th of the game. Then there was a moment. DeMar DeRozan, and he's great at this, and I love DeMar DeRozan. Eddie House, I think, mentioned it as well. Great mid-range jump shooter. But he was at the free throw line, closing seconds, gave a pump fake. Derek White bit, called for the foul. DeRozan a couple of free throws with 1.7. And White, frustrated, also understanding it's DeMar DeRozan. How many defenders have gotten taken with that move over the course of DeMar DeRozan's career? White kind of ended up going over towards Joe Mazzulla. They had a moment like, man, of all the things I didn't want tonight, I didn't want that happening at the close of a quarter, or with DeMar DeRozan kind of getting off. But again, that's the moment where the Celtics are. But the real Darrell, as you said, with your comment there, the way this team is right now, they're just connected. They're just simply connected. More of your comments, hit us up if you're with us on the Locked On Sports Boston YouTube channel. I will get more into Jayson Tatum and appreciating JT. And I think that's sort of been a theme with Jaylen Brown out in recent games. And just what Tatum has done. Again, he was an assist and a rebound shy of a triple-double in the victory against Portland on Sunday in Portland. He easily, I think, would have gotten a triple-double as third of the season if he had played any minutes in the fourth quarter. That and numbers of the night as we continue right here, Locked On Celtics Postcast, part of the Locked On Sports Boston YouTube channel. Happy to have you on board with us. And, hey, we got one of 2 late nights tonight, Monday into Tuesday, if you're on the East Coast with us. If you're in the Midwest, West Coast, you're still in Monday. But it's going to be the same Wednesday. It'll be at 10 p.m. Eastern Start Time. And I believe Wednesday is on ESPN as well. Locked On Celtics Postcast, we are presented by Monarch Money. Ever check your bank account and wonder, where did all my money go between dining out, online shopping, entertainment? Easy to lose track. That's where Monarch Money comes in. Your personal CFO, giving you full visibility and control over your finances. Monarch Money isn't just a budgeting app. It is a complete financial command center. You can track all of your accounts, investments, and spending in one place. So you stop just managing your money and you start building wealth. When you start using Monarch, you will realize just how much you are spending on food delivery alone. Once you do, you're going to be able to budget smarter and save more. Instead of juggling multiple apps, you can use Monarch to check finances, track spending, and even plan your long-term goals. Managing money with your partner is smoother than ever. You can track shared and personal accounts, set goals, and stay on the same page without the stress. Take control of your finances with Monarch Money. Use code LOCKEDONNBA at monarchmoney.com for 50% off your first year. That's monarchmoney.com, code LOCKEDONNBA for half off, 50% off on your first year. All right, did not do it. Shot clock violation, went over 24 minutes Monday talking about the Blazers' victory. We're on pace to keep it under 24 minutes. That's what we're doing now with a little bit of a new format, 2 segments instead of 3. I'll move on, wasting time giving you that explanation. We get back into it right now. The Real Darrell, one more time. Do you think Shireman gets some minutes in the playoffs? I can see it where when Joe is playing playing this late in the season, he has earned Joe's trust. I think, the writing that I've read in the last couple of days, the Real Darrell, I appreciate the comment on that one too. There's opportunities here, and it's been written about and chronicled in the last couple of days of, if they need a small lineup, Shireman could be a part of that. Not only in the final games of the regular season, 10 to go now, but also in the playoffs as well. Can they match a team going, in terms of speed and going small on the floor? So does going small for the Celtics mean that Horford is the big or Tatum is the big for a stretch in a playoff game? But Shireman, he's moving up. He really is. And there was a play in the fourth quarter. I want to get to it here. So play in the fourth quarter. Shireman knocked down a 3. He was on the floor to start the fourth quarter. White then had a strong take to the rim, a finish at the glass. The Celtics, first 5 of the fourth quarter, lead up to 15. Abby Chin gave the update on Jayson Tatum. Left sprained ankle early in the fourth, doubtful to return. Did not rule him out, but he was doubtful to return. White at 3, Celtics up 97-84. Holiday had a miss on a jumper. Shireman batted the ball to White. White gave it back to Shireman. He knocked down a 3. That put the Celtics up 187. Kings then had a shot clock violation. Pritchard knocked down a 3. Celtics led by as many as 22. I was hoping for a 20-point victory, 20 or more in terms of the win. Celtics were up 20 with about 5 to go and up by as many as 22. But Shireman, there was a play where the ball was batted around. It was loose. Pritchard went after it in the backcourt. Didn't result in a basket at the other end, but all 5 guys connected to go after the basketball. And you can watch Shireman on tape and scout for him if you're the opposing team right now. But until you get in the game and see what he does and what he's capable of doing, I want to go back to the first half as well, because Shireman, there was a play that Shireman had, and Eddie House alluded to it. Shireman, in the second quarter, had a steal in the backcourt and a nifty pass to Pritchard that led to a layup. And Eddie House said he's playing with so much confidence right now, and I wrote that down. But I think Eddie House also alluded to the fact with Shireman of look, he doesn't make that pass a month ago. But where he's right now, feet underneath him, and coming to the gym every game right now, understanding I can contribute to this team. Huge for that. So as an opposing team, you can scout for him. Now, is he going to play 25 minutes in a playoff game? Probably not. But if he can give you 12 minutes off the bench, and if you haven't seen the Celtics since, say January, February, or even before, and all of a sudden Shireman's out there and he is getting to loose balls, he's knocking down a 3. You're not getting out on him on a 3-point line. Now, there was one interesting thing. This was game 2 of a back-to-back for Joe Mazzulla and the Celtics. He only went 3 off the bench for a majority of the game. Davison, Peterson, Keita, Walsh all got in for the final minute 12. Pritchard played almost 35 minutes, 8 of 18 from the field, 5 threes, and 22. Luke Kornet, 25, almost 26 minutes. Kornet, come on. 6 of 7 from the field for Kornet, 13 points, 8 rebounds, 3 assists, a steal, and a block shot. And then you get into Shireman. Just over 28 minutes on the floor. 3 of 6, all his shots from the 3-point line, ended up with 9 points. Your 3 bench players, and I did this with Tatum in the first half when he had 6 against the Portland Trailblazers, but he was a plus 21 he was over plus 20. The 3 bench players for the Celtics, plus 18 for Pritchard, plus 17 for Shireman, plus 16 for Kornet. If it was plus 3, 4, and 5, I don't mention it. But that's what you're going to need every single playoff game. If we're talking about a Celtics playoff loss, those guys, those numbers aren't there. But boy, are they awfully close right now. I mean, they're there. Hey, we got to shut this guy down. Remember earlier in the season when Pritchard went off against the Milwaukee Bucks and Doc, I mean, it's still, you can find the meme or you can find the video. Doc Rivers' reaction to Payton Pritchard. Google that and you'll come up with it. Pritchard knocked down a 3, and Rivers just on the sideline looked down. His arms were slumped over, and he's like, come on. We wanted to stop this guy. And then the next game they did. But right now, I mean, as much, and again, the starters are going to play extended minutes too. But if you're getting solid, and I'm not saying average, solid A-, B+ from the bench in the playoffs, then you can rest your starters a little bit. You can give them a little bit of a breathing room because we know the starters are going to play extended minutes. But I'll tell you what, 3-0 on this road trip, it's time, right? Think about baseball right now. It's time for the regular season to get underway. And we're going to be on board with you starting on Thursday with our Locked On Red Sox postcast. So if you're new during the course of the basketball season, you're a Red Sox fan, we're double dipping starting on Thursday. Well, actually starting on Saturday. But we'll be doing 2 a day, at least, in terms of Locked On Celtics postcast, Locked On Red Sox postcast as well. Maybe some more as well. We'll see. But right now, you're itching for baseball. You want out of Arizona. You want out of Florida. Right now, you're itching. You've got 10 games to go. It's like Christmas Eve, right? You want the playoffs to get going. You know, there's a thing that people used to say about college basketball and teams. You know, I go back to UNLV, Duke teams, Kansas, whoever, Kentucky teams. Well, you want to lose at least one before you get into the NCAA tournament. No, but the Celtics have sort of been in playoff mode. The light went on a few weeks ago. They're playing at a very high level right now. Again, 6 straight wins. Numbers of the night. Got a couple of good ones for you, I think. 13 straight games where the Celtics, 12 of the 13 games, they've led after 3 quarters. They have not trailed after 3 quarters in 13 straight games. They've led after 3. In 12 of the 13, they've been tied once. The last time they trailed going to the fourth quarter, that loss against the Detroit Pistons. In 7 of those 13 games where they've been either in front or tied after 3, 7 times, including Monday night at Sacramento, 7 times they've led by 10 or more. And again, the Celtics, Shireman, White, 3, layup, start of the fourth quarter, over from there. Now I see why Sacramento is a team that is a game under 500. What's next? Off to Phoenix. Trying to make it 7 in a row. Match the longest win streak of the season. Try to go 4-0 on this current road trip through Utah, Portland, Sacramento, Phoenix, San Antonio, and Memphis. 10 p.m. Eastern start. So again, we're going to be on late into Thursday morning. We'll be on within minutes of the final buzzer for the latest Celtics, Locked On Celtics postcast. That's going to do it for us. I think I can get out of here. As always, we tip our cap to you. We also tip our cap to our sponsor, Monarch Money, as well. Join us Thursday. As always, we remind you and we close out Locked On Sports Boston, number 1 place to hang out immediately after every game. Locked On Sports, your team, your Celtics, every day.